everybody? Welcome to episode 20, what the fuck is it? 28? 28 of the Fandom Flux podcast. I'm feeling kind of shitty today, to be honest with you. Because, Slicer dropped out. He got us a cool logo. You can probably see it on the site right now. But he forgot to tell me who actually made it. Because he's a dumbass and dropped out of the episode at the last minute. So, thanks to whoever made that. We're going to try and credit you as soon as Slicer actually shows up next week, hopefully. So, yeah, thanks for that, though. It was really fucking awesome, even though I had to redesign the site for it. So, with me this week, we have Zero.
Yay!
And we have Kenchi.
Hello, I'm Kenchi618, and one time I convinced a jackrabbit to eat a ham on rye.
That's pretty interesting.
It was. I'm a horrible person.
There are no words.
I'm a horrible person for that.
Okay. Yeah, and my last-minute attempts to recruit someone else for a fourth slot did not go particularly well. So,
who would it have been?
I invited Dogbert Carroll, and he, or possibly she, did not respond in the slightest, which is, wow, okay, well, that's nice, very polite, but I suppose he gets a lot of messages, so it's fine. And silently watches, but I invited him / her, like an hour ago, so that's kind of understandable that they didn't get back to me in time. So,
Watch, you're just going to get back to us right while we're recording, like right as we finish.
Yeah, well, if that happens, then they can be on next week, because we could still do with the fifth man. Having 3 people on a podcast is going to suck. I mean, we've done it before, but I've not got high hopes, so we're just going to roll with it and see what the fuck happens, because I don't know.
High hopes. He's got high apple pie in the... Okay. Stop.
Shame on you.
Yeah. Okay. Gonna be one of those podcasts. Okay. Okay, so first topic is what we're doing. I immediately started recording this episode because Kenchi was in the middle of a rant at Zero because... So, go for it.
Okay, so more proof that Zero is not a man. He complained to me last night about working till 11. Ooh.
11:45. I'm supposed to be off an hour and 15 minutes before that.
Ooh, I was supposed to be off 2 hours before I left my job last night, and do you want to know why I had to stay after? Because of the fucking March Madness, fucking the NCAA basketball tournament. I was supposed to...
Oh, shit, you do news, don't you?
Yeah, I do news. So basically, every local affiliate for the national stations are at the mercy of their partner. Like, I'm at the mercy of CBS. And we were supposed to go on, our newscast was supposed to happen at 11 o'clock. That's our late night newscast time. But because of the game, shit didn't end till like 12:30. So we didn't really go on till like 12:45 because we were doing the wrap-up and shit. And after we started, it didn't end till like 1:20. And then we still had shit to do to close things down for the evening. So I didn't leave till like 2 in the morning. And I didn't eat that night or that day at all. And by the time I got out, everything was closed. And there was no food in my house. So I'm starving right now.
Domino's is open till 3.
Where?
Everywhere, as far as I'm aware. This country, all of them are open till 3 every day.
That doesn't seem right to me.
11 a.m. till 3 a.m. It's pretty much the only places that's open that late, so I agree with you on that point, but Domino's, good shout.
Yeah, there's lots of places that are open 24 hours.
Not in my neck of the woods. Not in my neck of the woods. Shit closes where I come from.
Well, I'm sorry you don't live in California or England.
I'm not. Other than that...
Hey, California I can understand, but what's wrong with...
Northern California...
Yeah, okay. So... Yeah. working is blah and unpleasant sometimes.
Other than that, I like my job most of the time, but the hours are fucking murderous.
Mm.
And that's my rant for the day. Well, the first one anyway.
The first one, okay. He has more planned. Wonderful. Actually, yeah, that is pretty good because we need something. So, is that everything you've done this week, or is that just it?
Let's see. What else have I done this week? I haven't really, I've been working all week because one of the main people that usually work, one of the main producers, they are on bereavement because one of their father-in-law died. So I'm pretty much taking up all their hours for this week and next week, so I have no free time. So I haven't really done anything since the week started.
Fair enough. Zero, what have you been doing?
So Kenchi said, "Oh, he was there later," but you know what? I was at
What?
KFC soaking wet because you have to do the dishes by hand at KFC.
Okay.
Every single dish in the store. And we have the new it's been really busy lately because we're launching a new whole thing where you can get the dipums, 20 strips, get your sauces. So I was there till 11, just soaking wet. Like, my shoes are completely broken, so, like, water's all in my shoes the entire time, and it breaks a man's spirit.
Well, I'm sorry you wash dishes like you're 3.
You haven't
Yeah,
worked.
that's pretty sloppy technique there, Zero, you've got to admit.
It's most of the time it's not even me. People just have to, clean their floors. Maybe they spill water on me, or maybe something happens, or maybe I turn on the dishwasher and then there's too much water, there's too much in it, and then all the water splashes out on me. It's not easy.
Well, plastic bag your shoes then. Be genre savvy next time.
Whatever.
Everyone's pissed off this week on the Fandom Flux podcast.
So I'm on spring break this week, so I got to work more hours.
Yay.
And Monday was the day we first started these dipums, which are 20 strips in a box with, sauce and whatever. So I started on Monday when we started that deal, and that was kind of hell. Because usually they call 12 or 20 strips, and just drop me a bag of strips. Just a full bag, that's 40. It's a lot. And they just don't stop calling that, and it was... it's been a tiring week.
Yeah. Can I just mention you're a shitty college student?
Yeah.
Your first thought on getting spring break, and you're like, oh, I can work more, yay!
I only usually work 2 days a week, so that barely covers anything. It covers my gas and maybe if I want to eat during the week. So
yeah, you have really terrible minimum wage there, don't you?
Yeah.
In your country.
So I kind of do need the time to actually get to working. And the rest of my family isn't on spring break, so we're not going anywhere.
My sympathies for the minimum wage thing.
Yeah.
The holiday thing is, nah.
Yeah.
Rarely goes well anyway, so,
Well, also this week, I've been playing Dark Souls 2.
Any good?
Oh, it's very good. I like it much better than Dark Souls 1. Much better.
Oh, that's right. I forgot something else that happened, but I'll talk about that later. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Everything in it is just more refined. There's a more central hub rather than Firelink Shrine in the original. It's hard, but you can summon people who can typically kill the boss in 10 seconds. No joke. I was playing through the game, and there was this one boss coming up. I didn't know what the boss was, so I just summoned some people, because, if you summon people, it helps them, because some people have to do that for their covenant. So I'm like, sure, why not? I'm part of that covenant, and if I summon them, I get, a thing for my covenant, too. So I summon them, and it's Dragon that's the boss, and so I start using an item to apply lightning to my right-hand weapon. By the time that's done, the dragon is dead. It takes like 3 seconds.
I think that might just be poor level scaling, as in they don't have level appropriate summons anymore.
They were just throwing, like, I think, sunlight spears and all sorts of lightning attacks at it. They were just taking a huge chunk of its health. So, it was a pretty weak mini-boss, so it wasn't like a big boss. But Dark Souls, work, it's pretty much been my week. I've been working on some chapters, but not enough to really brag about. Oh, another thing. In D&D, one of my friends has the luckiest rolls. She's our archer. So we were doing a tournament of, like, PvP, and my character's the fighter and everything. So we went all the way to so me and the archer teamed up. We went all the way to the end. At the end, we had to fight each other. We rolled the dice to see if there would be healing or not. There was no healing. She nearly one-shots me. And then me, who's gotten crappy rolls the entire time, I'm rolling 18 and, like, KO'd her, and she was so angry. Pretty good.
Hooray.
I actually won at something this week, so I don't feel so bad.
Wow. That's...
depressing.
Yeah.
It should be. As it is.
Okay. Ken, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I totally forgot that I got Infamous Second Son this week.
Oh, how's that? I've heard good things about it.
It's good, but it's short. Really short.
I'm probably going to wait till, like, a longer edition with all the DLC comes out then.
Yeah, you should wait. Like, it's good, and the way they work the powers in this one's kind of interesting, but it's really short. Like, you get 3 powers. You start off with, like, your character, the main character can absorb powers from other, like, prime conduits, which are the ones that get powers like Cole did.
Mm-hmm.
And the first set of powers he absorbs it by touching you, like Rogue and fucking X-Men. But the first set he gets smoke powers first. And then the second set of powers he gets are powers over neon.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one.
He's a living party machine.
The third power he gets is power over video.
Oh.
Which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
It seems like a power you could do a lot of shit with, because the dude you steal it from, basically he lives in like a video nerd's dream basement with like tons of TVs and all sorts of systems and shit hooked up all over the place. And you have to actually go into the video world to fight him. His own like little pocket dimension made of the video shit to fight him. And he turns into this gigantic D&D angel knight character with tons of angel minions.
Dude, you'd be so awesome at Dark Souls if you had that power.
And anyway, that power is absurdly overpowered in theory, but when you get it, pretty much, it is, because pretty much he's making this shit out of his own imagination. In his backstory, it's like, I made this world so that it's my world, I'm the champion of it, so no one can ever hurt me, and there can be a real hero and stuff. He basically made all that shit out of his own imagination with the power over video. And he can send that shit out into the world to actually fight for him.
Yeah, scripted, it sounds really overpowered, but non-scripted, where you're in control and can do things, it's a programmer's nightmare. So, I imagine they just don't let you do very much with it.
All you can do with it is basically just like, you can machine gun pixels and some shit out of your hand. You can form, like, homing exploding swords to shoot at helicopters, which is actually pretty useful. You can almost fly with it. It's the closest thing to flying the second closest thing you're going to get to flying in that game.
They should have...
Yeah, go ahead.
For that power, they should have teamed up with the team behind Scribblenauts. And then you could just, I want an emu that's giant and pixelated. You got it.
I wish they could have at least made so that you could like customize your own the big final main attack, because every single set of powers you have you hit the down button when you get a certain amount, and it's like a big, gigantic, what the fuck, holy shit attack. For that one, they should have at least let you, like, actually customize your own physical giant video monster.
That would have been pretty awesome.
It would have been great.
Yeah.
Just like a side customization screen with, like, maybe the options you can unlock.
Yeah.
Even if it was just something shitty, like it was like Minecraft style or something.
Yeah.
Where you could just build it and construct it yourself, or just say I want something that looks like this creature, and then just automatically create it for you. That'd be interesting and probably a better fit for the last power that you get in the game. Apparently,
I feel like
it's the second last one, because the last one you actually get that doesn't really actually come into real effect until after the game is over is concrete powers. And those are the ones that actually are the closest thing to letting you fly that you can actually get. But
concrete powers can make you fly.
The
ground makes you not need the ground.
It's like your Magneto. It's like your Magneto with concrete.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that thing with the little metal disc that he floats on in the second film, that was good, yeah. Okay, I see what you mean now.
So, with concrete powers, you could basically curb stomp anybody, anywhere. You are the curb. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit different on the definition of that, I think. That'd be... I mean... You realize we can hear that over the fucking microphone, right?
I'm hungry.
So,
okay. Yeah, likewise. So... Yeah, it's backwards on the definition there. Curb stomp means to stomp someone into the curb.
Yeah.
This would be the curb stomping them. So... Yeah, okay. Fair enough. That's a varied set of powers, I've got to admit. Better than electricity, fire, ice from the second game.
Yeah, and...
So, I did like ice.
Yeah, the thing is, you can only really have one of them at a time, but you can switch between them by, like, say you run past, you originally have smoke, and you get that by absorbing smoke and shit from, like, cars that are about to blow up, or, like, exhaust pipes and shit on buildings. And if you want neon, you have to, like, find a neon sign, absorb neon. Yeah. You have neon. If you want video, you have to find, like, a video screen, absorb the shit from that. And if you want concrete, I did not go through how to absorb concrete because, like I said, you get it right after you beat the final boss. So I never figured out how to absorb concrete yet.
I imagine by walking down the street.
You'd think that.
But that would be too easy.
Yeah.
I imagine, so.
I think you'd have to find a construction site with, like, where they're making the concrete. And then just
jump... mixer or something?
Yeah, and then just jump into it.
But yeah, that's pretty much Infamous. Also, I think the voice actor for the main character in Infamous Second Son is the voice actor from Nathan in Uncharted. I like him a lot. I like that dude.
Are you sure? Because I'm going to look it up right now. And I'm going to make a stab in the dark and say it's Troy Baker. Because it's always fucking Troy Baker now. It used to always be Nolan North, which is the guy you're thinking of.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Nolan North.
Who you gonna call? Troy Baker.
My Second Son. And... What's his name?
No, the main character, Delson Rowe.
Yep. It's Troy Baker.
Oh. Well,
whatever.
You just got bakered.
Whatever. He did great.
Yeah. Incidentally, Laura Bailey voices Fetch.
Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to tell you that.
Well, you're the one that made me look up the cast list.
I didn't make you do anything. You did it yourself.
Gosh darn it! You're gonna make him buy the game now.
No, I'm not buying it. I'm not spending like 400 quid on one game, thanks. Tempting as it might be.
And tempting it quite is.
I was trying to keep that from you, but yes, she is. And that was what I did basically all this week. It's either work or play Infamous. And write.
Fair enough. Yeah. What did I do this week? I bought Dark Souls on Steam.
Ooh, the first one?
Yeah.
How's that?
Did you play it on Steam, Zero?
I played it on Xbox.
Okay, I'm gonna do my rant when Slicer gets back so he can feel my pain and commiserate with me. I have a rant prepared. Yeah, so we'll save that until next week. I'll make sure to put it in the notes. Because it needs to be said, even if it's been said 1,000 times already. I want to say it again, because it needs to be said again. But, yeah. So, I also finished Naruto 3 again. It's a good game. You know what, though?
What?
It really makes me want a Dynasty Warriors style game for that series.
Yeah, the way they did some of the boss fights was interesting. Made you wonder, what if I had more characters to do this with?
Yeah, and if they had, like, unification of Japan style thing, where it's sort of like you pick a side and then try and fight to take over the elemental nations, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the characters for it.
Pitch that shit. I think you could make that game.
You could. I mean, it feels like they're going in that direction, doesn't it? With the fucking what is it, the field battle?
I mean,
type
what they already have, it wouldn't take too much more to make that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to play that. Yeah. So that's a fun game. Frustrating as hell at times when you're trying to S-rank every mission.
Yeah, it is. But I did it.
Yeah. Fucking 6 paths at the end, and then you have to fight all of the tail beasts, and then you have to fight all of the tail beasts and Toby, and you get no healing items in the second and third fights.
6 paths of pain!
Oh, it was pain. It really, really was.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
6 paths of pain BU edition. Fuck that fight. I'm remembering that fight now. It's getting me angry.
Yeah. Oh, fucking Utakata and the bubble spam. Fuck that guy. Constantly interrupts anything you're doing, so you have to target him first, and then you've got Roshi with his fucking fire traps and shit, and then you got fucking Han who just jumps from the fucking sky and stumps your face in every... Yeah.
Yeah, you had to get them in order.
Yeah. Yeah. That was not a good designed fight with that combat system. It did not work very well. But kudos to them for trying, I guess.
And when I die, it would last so long before they kill me, and it took forever to beat that fight. Because at some point I just stopped fighting and just like, okay, I'm going to try and find a pattern here, and I just started running. And that lasted a while.
Yeah. Utakata's a pain, so you have to kill him first. Roshi is a Bolek just if you leave him alone, and you can leave him alone, but if you do, then the fire traps are going to get you. Because when you try and dodge out of the way, somehow you will end up dodging towards one of them, no matter what direction you're trying to dodge in.
Yagura was easy. All he did was just roll at you.
Yeah, he was... You could just safely ignore him because he was more or less entirely melee. So you'd have to get the ranged ones first. And then you got fucking Yugito, who would, teleport across the map to just fucking slash at you. And it's just a pain.
Han was still the most annoying one, because that galloping shit pissed me off.
Mm-hmm. Jumping from the sky. He'd never miss you, unless you were entirely focused on dodging. Then he would hit you every time. I hate that fight. I really do. The rest of the game is amazing. What's the next one supposed to be, anyway?
I don't know.
Because all I've seen for it is, like, the Mecha Naruto thing.
That's all I've seen about it, too.
Yeah, I mean, last time before 3 they had Generations, which was sort of like, I don't know, telling individual stories, I guess.
I guess they're gonna branch into some kind of original bullshit storyline because the last one was in the war, and the war is still going on in the actual canon. So
Yeah, they don't have enough really yet, do they? So I guess that's why they've only shown Mecha Naruto, because they don't really have anything else to go with. When's it come out? It's like August or something, right?
yeah, they're not gonna get much else by August.
Yeah.
Mecha Naruto.
That looks kind of dumb, but I kind of like it anyway.
I like it because it was so stupid. I had to laugh at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what Naruto needs? We've already done ninjas. We've already done superpowers in style of DBZ. Let's throw in mechs.
Who doesn't like mechs? Mechs with ninja DBZ powers.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that.
After that, you guys still working on the pirates idea? Yeah, we're working on the pirates idea. Ninja pirates with DBZ powers and mechs. What could possibly go wrong?
Can I make that series and just call it that? I'm gonna make that series and just call it that.
I would watch every episode, read every chapter. So that sounds too awesome. Like, if you read it, your face would just explode.
Okay. Yeah, so I played that this week. That was a fun time.
6
for the
months of
most part.
pain.
Yeah, 6 pounds that story still really doesn't come off well in any context. It really comes off terrible. All of the overblown dialogue that sounds really dumb. Never mind.
Pain!
Yeah.
It's a cool name. Go around being called Pain.
No, it doesn't. It's that makes you sound like the most emo kid ever.
Well, he is.
Like if my name was Pain, I'd just like whenever I'd meet somebody that I was gonna fight, I'd be like, get ready to feel the pain.
That sounds more sexual.
Yeah.
That's something I
Oh.
Gosh darn, Mike.
No, not only do you sound like you're hitting on them, you sound like you're a sadomasochist or something.
I did not think this through.
No, you didn't.
Tend not to, since you don't have worldly experience with dirty things.
I don't have worldly experience with life.
What was that thing that he didn't know what it was last time when we were playing Cards Against Humanity, and he said it?
The taint,
yeah,
the grundle, the fleshy fun bridge.
Yeah, you know what that was. And when you found out, you just went silent for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, because he said it and he didn't realize.
Stop it.
Poor Zero. Yeah. So, and Kill la Kill finished this week.
Finished?
Yeah. 24 episodes was really, really abrupt ending. It was clean, I guess, as endings go, but it was really just kind of out of nowhere. I'm thinking they were starting to run out of budget, so I thought, okay, we'll do one less episode and just have everything in one big blowout. Kind of thing. That makes sense?
Did it work is the most important question.
Yes and no. As far as Kill la Kill goes, it was a good episode. As far as endings go, it was kind of mediocre. Oh well. It felt very basic shonen style, at least. I mean, the protagonists are women, so shonen doesn't really apply based on literal translation. But the style is very much there. They have their big final power-up scene, and the big bad has a secret final form that she goes into, and then the big final power-up is just enough to stop the big bad, but the power-up breaks at the end, so they can't use it anymore. Yeah, it feels very, very shonen, or battle anime style, I suppose you could call it. It was okay. Then again, it's not exactly a deep show for the most part. It has probably 2 messages, and one of them are in every battle anime and manga ever created. So. Never mind. Is that everything for what we've been doing? I think that's everything.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Alright, so, Bleach this week.
Yeah, I just read the newest chapter.
Anyone else getting Aizen flashbacks from this Imaginaaation guy?
Yeah.
You mean from the look on his fucking face all the time?
From what he says.
Yeah.
That too, actually, but yeah.
I don't have to
if you
lift
just
a
imagine
finger.
Aizen saying those lines, it's just like, it fits perfectly.
Yeah. I don't even have to lift a finger to fight you. I can...
No, it's like, I won't make any boasts about fighting you with only one finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all that. It feels very Aizen, and I feel like Kuo misses the character, and he really, really shouldn't.
Aizen was a good big bad. It should have really ended after him. Well, good as in he fit for Bleach.
You know, he actually said at one point, that ability sounds like bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He thinks that he thinks it's bullshit because, I forget why he was thinking it. I need to look up the chapter.
Zaraki can't freaking, like... Zaraki's physical, and the other dude's just like, I can heal myself. I imagine I'm better.
Yeah. We're not thinking it's bullshit because it can't be real. That's what I was thinking. What we're thinking is it's bullshit because... What? How does that work in any sense of context or anything? That makes no sense. Where did this power come from? What is its purpose? Who created it? Did this Yuha Buck or whatever he's called suddenly come up with this out of thin air? This immense world breaker power that could probably kill him if this guy actually gave a shit and tried in the slightest bit?
Yeah, here's a question. He could turn Yachiro's bones into cookies. Why can't he just imagine somebody's dead?
That's a good question. Can I ask you a better question that is actually backed up within the chapter itself? This guy tries to kill Kenpachi by...
making a gigantic crevice in the ground and fucking keeping him in water or some
We're not
shit.
there yet. Surrounding him by water in the air, okay? Then dropping that water into a crevice that he made and expecting that to hold him. Now, one, it's a pit trap. Pit traps don't work on people that can walk on air.
They don't work on anybody.
Well, 2, it's water that fills up the pit trap.
He could just swim up.
Yes! What makes this guy think that Zaraki can't swim?
At the very least, close the crevice.
Oh. And 3... and I think most importantly, this guy creates lava earlier in the chapter. Why didn't he surround Zaraki with lava? Or fill the pit trap with lava and dump Kenpachi in it? Why?
And then close the pit trap after.
These are things that he's proven he is able to do, so why isn't he doing them?
I think he's ADD. He tries to imagine something, but he can't. Because it's just like his brain's so active. He's like, imagine that. Oh wait, oh yeah. Lava, 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 water.
Lava. All this lava's making me thirsty. Oh, okay, we'll use water on him then.
God, that's stupid.
Her bones are made of cookies. Oh wait, Zaraki. Oh no, her bones aren't made of cookies. What am I thinking?
Yeah, the distraction thing actually makes some amount of sense. So credit where it's due there.
Yeah.
But everything else... I mean, my God. This is the most game-breaking power in the world, and it's just completely useless because he's using it so shittily.
Even if you can't say something like, "Yeah, I imagine you're dead," I'd say something like, "Hey, you ever wonder what it feels like to have your neck broken?" Or something like that.
Or like,
Yes.
"Hey, you were never born."
Do you wonder what your heart looks like on the outside of your body?
Yeah. And I keep thinking of the anime/manga Medaka Box with Kumogawa in that, and he had the ability to make things cease to exist. And he made a character cease to exist. He made the color blue cease to exist at one point.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
That sounds amazing.
Just to show off how overpowered he was. But like, you know, that was everything in that was meant to be overpowered.
Wait a minute. That'd be awesome if the color blue never showed up again in the rest of that series.
It's in black and white. It's in the manga. But
if they make an anime, they better keep that touch.
I didn't actually watch the anime, but I'm pretty sure it just vanished until he brought it back because, you know what, screw it. Why not bring back blue?
That's lame.
I think the sky turned red when he did that.
You know what I bet this guy's, final power-up is going to be, because they all apparently have one. It's stupid and doesn't work and doesn't do anything.
He's gonna get a really...
I bet his power is going to be, I'm going to stop acting like a retard. That's going to be his final power-up.
That would be a nice final power-up. Yeah. I'm going to actually imagine that there are pillars of lava exploding from everywhere around me, and that they're all raining down on you, and that your heart is outside your body, and that I have it in my hand.
And I'm eating it. It tastes like Red Bull.
It tastes like cookies.
Disgusting.
Do you think he'd imagine that he'd be, eating it, or would he just eat it?
I'd eat it.
Yeah. Do you think he actually just does mundane things with his powers and stuff? Like, I imagine that I have 2 slices of buttered toast in my hands.
I need a bowl. I need some grits to fill this bowl.
Just sitting on the couch, I imagine the remote is in my hand. I imagine soda is in my other hand.
Huh, what's on TV right now? I don't like this show. Let's imagine Adventure Time is on.
I imagine the newest unreleased episode of Adventure Time is on.
I kind of wish they had this guy's powers now.
The powers are incredible. You could use it on yourself. I wonder what flying would be like. Oh, look, I'm flying. Wonder if it'd be like to have $1 million in my pocket. Oh, what's this? A fresh $1 million bill that doesn't exist, but it's still usable.
I imagine $1 million bills exist. I imagine I have 20 of them.
Okay, so I really don't have to say this every week, but Bleach continues to be really stupid and shitty. Reality keeps going and stuff.
Maybe his ultimate form is that he'll imagine that the manga is not stupid anymore. And it proves too great a task for him and he explodes.
No. If Kumo was a good troll, he'd be like, my final power is that everything ended after Aizen. This isn't even happening right now. And the series just ends.
It's right there.
That would be amazing.
I would stand up and applaud him.
Yeah.
If he did that, that's ballsy.
Well, I guess he always has it out now if he needs to cancel the series at some point in the future.
That character die next chapter and all our hopes be dashed.
Yeah. And we'll get a backstory about how all his life was filled with pain and he felt like he would shit himself if he stopped imagining things or something.
I'm calling it now. He was a lonely child and he imagined things all by himself because he had no friends.
I wish that wasn't going to be the actual backstory, but it is. And we all know it is. Okay.
I still have to wonder why I make her bones have cookies.
Because it's a brittle substance and maybe he was peckish.
Like, if you made it out of water, like, she'd just collapse.
I don't know. I guess it's because she's a kid or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but if my bones are made of cookies, I'm not sure I would have too many bones in the future.
Maybe crumbs.
Yeah. Just saying it, you know. I can't move or else all my cookies break, so somebody slices off my arm and feed me
I
myself.
just said something stupid like, your bones are made of beef jerky.
That'd
be
your
stupid.
bones.
That would be a good way to sort of, you know, tiptoe your way towards cannibalism.
I'm going to one up that. Your bones are made of kittens. Kittens.
Oh, that'd be great.
Then you'd be all bulgy.
Oh, they all start moving, and then you don't know where you're going.
That'd be really weird. Thank you for that, for bringing the podcast to a grinding halt there, Zero. That was, special.
I said I was going to one-up it, and I did.
Okay. So, we're going to move on to our only other real topic that we have this week. I entirely expected this episode to be shitty. It's going okay, surprisingly enough. But, yeah, we're going to have a short one this week because we've got a very limited cast. And I wanted other people to be on this, but unfortunately no one, got back to me. So, yeah, no one got back to me. Just double checking. Yeah, so topic is side character interactions. This is a Zero topic, so Zero, take it away.
Recently I've been working on developing the side characters in my stories and, like, sort of being able to interact with them. And it's a really interesting thing that I think not a whole lot of people do, is take time to kind of remove the main character for a set time and see how the side characters react with each other and how they deal with each other when the main character isn't around. Because they are characters, they are people, they're not just, like, static filler. So, just, ever want to say anything, or?
I mean, I just do slice of life shit for side character interaction a lot of the time.
Yeah, and that's always fun. You know, you ever see, like, certain, like, things where people just kind of show aside the side characters, and I feel like Naruto does that a lot.
Yeah, I don't tend to see characters just hang out very much. I like that touch.
Nothing wrong with them just, hanging out off on the side.
Bros being bros.
Yeah. You can write little scenes like that. You can maybe write whole chapters where they interact with the other characters. So you can see that, it adds more depth to the rest of the cast. That they feel like actual...
Makes them feel like people rather than just, plot devices.
Yeah. Like, what are they doing there? Why are they doing it? Who are they doing it with? Like, who do your side characters hate? Who do your side characters like? Being able to establish that through side things is always a nice touch. And I feel like too many people focus way too much on their main character and seem to forget that they're not the only person in the universe.
Yeah, and even then, when they do focus on the side characters, a lot of the time it ends up being what do the side characters think of the main characters.
Yeah. I've been, with my next chapter that I'm writing especially, I'm trying to move away from that whole thing. I'm trying to focus more on who the side characters are and how they feel about other side characters rather than just the main characters. Yeah. Anybody else got anything else to say? Or
Not really. I mean, we talked a lot about this, what was it, last week when we did side character story arcs?
yeah, just talking about, it's okay to have little moments when you can see them hang out and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time you find authors call it fluff because it's non-essential content, but it's
actually
might not be essential, but it's still very entertaining in its own right. It's just not in the same way that the main plot might be.
Yeah.
So
it still has its importance.
Yeah, nothing wrong with getting to know some of the characters that are not quite as prominent as the main characters, but they're still prominent and worth looking at.
Yeah.
That is, if you give a damn about writing your secondary characters.
If you don't, then you know what, just whatever. Why are you listening to us?
Don't say that. We have few enough listeners as it is. Yeah. Okay. So, I guess that's our topic. Well, we actually have 2 questions, and someone forgot to look at the previous episode to see whether we got any there.
There was another topic I threw out, but I guess we'll just save it for next week, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. It's a short episode.
So our questions. What was Johnny's question?
I'll read it. I don't want to, but I will. Simple question today. This is a very simple question. Your thoughts on MPreg stories, because I have no idea why they exist.
Oh, right. Now I remember. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that would be enlisted under the title of things. Why the fuck would you ask me that question, Jonathan Lobo? I'm talking to you.
That is not a simple question.
Yes, it is.
Actually, rather it is. I don't like them. Done.
What do we think of them?
I'm going to answer that question. I'm not a fan. I'm going to answer that question with a question. Why?
Why do people write them?
Okay, we're not there yet. I don't like them because I have a penis. And the idea of something coming out of that penis that is the size of... What are they, the size of a melon? Minimum?
A little bit smaller.
A little bit smaller? Not by much. I was like a 9-pound baby. They can be pretty fucking big. So, yeah. I don't like the idea of that coming out of my penis. Thank you very much. Or my butt. Either way. I mean, they're often very non-specific as far as the actual, birth-giving goes. I mean, not that I blame them, because, that's a bit horrific for me. But, yeah. I don't like them. For that very specific reason. Why they exist? Because male on male is hot for a certain demographic, apparently, and they don't want to rob that couple of having kids, I guess. Adoption apparently doesn't exist anywhere.
Okay, throughout your entire description / definition of the birthing process, I just cringed super hard. It was a paralyzing cringe.
Mm-hmm. I didn't ask the question. They asked the questions, I answer them.
Go ahead.
I want to say something, but I don't know what to say. Like, why would you even write a story like that? I understand maybe you want some kids. Oh, okay. But seriously, there are some things that should not happen that are against the very laws of nature.
Literally.
Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't seem to think so.
Oh yeah, he was in that movie.
Yeah.
But that was science.
That movie. Oh, that was science.
That was science
Yeah.
BS.
Yeah.
I'm a scientist, and ooh, guess what? I just got pregnant because I am a man, and this is how science works. Don't have.
Can I just say the greatest perversion of nature in that film was that Arnold Schwarzenegger was a scientist?
Yeah. Okay, so Arnold,
but the man being pregnant was a close second.
for
what were you saying?
For the next part of this experiment, what are we going to do? Get to the chopper! Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We literally talked about last week how that reference needs to make sense to be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Screw making sense. I've had a tough week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's your question answered, Johnny. Thanks for that.
And then Nandu asked in episode 26.
Yep.
It was, how do you do a time travel story if you thought of writing one? How would you do? Rather.
Newsflash, Neil, I did one. It's called Harry Potter Game of the Year Edition. Yeah, that happened. Pretty funny for the first 10 chapters, and then it got kind of dark and depressing a little bit. There's only 12 chapters total, so it's fine. I'm such a fucking lazy writer, I swear to Christ. Yeah.
You wouldn't know mine is a time travel until 75% of the way through.
You're writing one, aren't you?
No.
That was a big pause. Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I have no desire to write one, so I don't even know how I'd go about doing it in a way that would make it good, because it's not going to be good. It's going to be broken for some reason or another.
You did technically write two, though they were forward rather than back. I mean, time travel fan fiction stories, you tend to hear about the ones that are, oh, I'm going to go back and fix everything. But going forward is still just as valid. I mean, Naruto being in the modern age because he lived that long is still time travel-ish.
I don't know. That's a broad... Like, when I think about it, I think about going back. When I hear time travel, first thing I think about is going back. I don't think about the...
There are some good time travel fics. What I think would be interesting would be taking little weak Naruto and moving him to the future of like Naruto Shippuden. Without all the like BS power levels and everything. So he would have to actually be weaker, way weaker, and he'd have to use actual ninja techniques, like actual stealth, in order to handle things. That sounds interesting.
Out of curiosity, are you still writing this Krillin fic that you were talking about?
No, he's
just entirely unrelated.
I haven't updated in a while, but I've still got like a chapter like almost finished. I just haven't been able to sit down and write it.
Just an entirely unrelated question.
Oh yeah, it's totally unrelated.
I guess that's questions. Anyone else got anything to say for time travel?
If you're gonna do time travel, you gotta make it not like you can either do it like super overpowered character comes back to try to fix everything, or maybe character comes back and makes everything worse, or weak character goes forward.
If you're gonna have him fix shit in your time travel, then the story can't be super long.
Yeah.
You can't draw it out and draw out the problems. Like, if you're gonna have them fix something, you can't have the reason that the story's drawn out be the problem they were sent back to fix.
I think it's better if they go back and try to fix it and they make it worse.
Yeah.
Because that's typically always going to happen. Time travel is like, butterfly effect, chaos theory, everything is just crap.
Not necessarily worse, but fixing one thing creates problems in other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you save this one character, but it ends up killing two more.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we're done with questions. Thanks for the questions, guys. I don't actually say that very often. I really should say that more. Thanks for the questions. Send us more, please.
Yeah.
So we're on the final topic, and it's not even an hour yet. So, like I said, this is going to be a short one. So, recommendations. I know you have been pretty busy this week, Ken, but have you got anything? Oh, you said you had that book that you were going to talk about.
I haven't even gotten to finish it because I haven't had any time to sit down and do it.
That's fair enough. You haven't finished it, but you've started it, yes?
Yeah.
Any good so far?
You can tell he wrote it.
Okay, so the style is very recognizable.
Yeah, his style's recognizable, and it translates over into the book.
Does it translate well?
Not in novel form. Like, not what you'd consider, like, a traditional novel form. Because there's a lot of pauses and, like, narrator explanations and stuff.
Mm.
Okay.
That's one thing. I'll give an actual in-depth one later.
Okay, when you've got the whole thing done.
Yeah.
Okay.
And treat this like school.
Well,
I'm going to read the whole thing and give a good
book report.
Yeah, well, not a book report because I'm not going to spoil his plot because that's a dick move. But
okay, I don't even know what a book report is. I was just throwing out the term because I've heard it before. Yay!
Yay!
But I can't think of a recommendation this week. Well, not yet. Give me like 30 seconds. If I can't think of one by the end, then...
Okay. I'll go forward with mine. So I want to recommend, if you haven't read this, if you like D&D or don't even know it, if you like fantasy books, I recommend the Legend of Drizzt series. I don't think I might have recommended it before, but there are 23 books and it's pretty good.
I will tentatively second that recommendation with the caveat that it is a very teen-feeling book.
Yeah.
If you are a full-grown adult with a job and is working and is paying his own way in life and is past the social bullshit that comes with being a teenager, then you probably won't like that series of books so much.
It feels nice being able to read a teen book, though, for once.
Like, I read those when I was like 17, and it worked for me. It was very good back then, but I don't think I could go back and read them now at 25.
19, I can still read it, I guess. Maybe one day when I'm
Even
old.
for 19, you have the mentality of a 15-year-old.
I've had people tell me...
I was 17.
I've had people tell me I have the mentality of a 6-year-old. So...
Yeah, especially
until the mentality of a 50-year-old.
Yeah, Casey, you do, kind of. But Zero can't even say fuck.
Yeah, his parents would get mad at him. Get grounded.
No, I made a promise to myself to never curse. I can write
promise.
curse.
It's a really weird
when
promise.
Why
would you make that promise?
When I was a kid, I made an oath to not do 3 things: smoke, drink, and curse.
Okay, there's benefits to the other 2. What's the benefit to not cursing?
It's not polite.
That's his ninja way.
My nindo.
It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't even have to be possible. So
I've kept it for so long that if I try to curse, I literally can't.
You have a blue screen of death every time you try. We've seen it. People have heard it.
Oh, I get it. He's toilet trained his potty mouth.
He really has.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
If you listen to the episode where we tried to for 5 minutes to get him to say fuck, it's amazing. He can't force himself to go past the F syllable. He can't force himself to go past fuck.
Well, yeah, it's just like toilet training. Have you ever tried actually peeing when you're just sitting down in your chair?
No.
No.
And you never would, and that's why, because you've been trained out of it.
Oh. So yeah, I technically can't curse. I can write curse words in my stories. I can even write it in my author's note if I feel like it, but I can't say it.
I'm going to record a sound effect of me saying fuck or something every time it seems like you should say it, and we're going to play it.
We're not going to do that, because that's a lot of work. As the guy that edits these fucking podcasts, we're not going to do that. That's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
Okay, so, my recommendation, you should be looking for a recommendation, by the way, Ken, just to remind you.
That was a complete stalling tactic.
I am going to actually recommend a story I've already recommended because it just updated a chapter that is 64,000 words long and is awesome. Mass Effect Human Revolution by... What the fuck? Who the hell wrote that? I've forgotten. Shite. Stalling music. Ignis Day. Yeah. So, the newest chapter of that story involves nanite sharks that fly in space, ripping into a starship, and then the captain of that starship, who is Captain Anderson, by the way, for Mass Effect fans, beats one over the head with a broken guardrail. To reiterate, Captain Anderson, voiced by Keith David, who is awesome and has an awesome voice, beats a flying nanite space shark over the head with a guardrail.
Yes.
Jaws
That
style.
happens in the first 3,000 words of this chapter.
And you were excited about it.
Oh.
Was it the climax of the chapter, or did it get better as it went along?
That was the beginning of the chapter. Like I said, this is 64,000 words for one chapter, and it is ridiculous all the way through. By the way, it has now very much crossed over into Persona territory because Elizabeth and Theodore have shown up.
Persona!
They're villains, by the way. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yay!
Very evil. Yeah, very evil. It being a Deus Ex game, they are working for the Illuminati.
Yay.
So, yeah, that's a story that people should check out if you're a fan of either series, because, that guy can write and has some ridiculously awesome ideas, and sometimes they feel they don't mesh as perfectly as one would hope sometimes, but it's still amazing even when it doesn't work as well as one would hope. So, give it a look. Really, give it a look. Yeah, okay. So, Ken, have you got a recommendation to give us yet?
I got nothing. I'll come up with something super sweet next week.
Okay, I'll hold you to it. Okay, I'm making a note. Kenchi will have a super sweet recommendation.
I need you to back up my own guarantees. I'm a man of my word. I never lie.
I'm not backing it up. I'm going to remind you if you forget, you dumbass.
I don't need it. I'm going to be actively looking for something like probably as soon as I get out of here, and actually as soon as as soon as I get like time during work, I'm probably going to start looking for something.
Right. And, I need to save this shit, don't I? Fuck. F29. Notes. There we go. So, yeah, I guess we're done then. So, thank you for listening to this very short episode of the Fandom Flux podcast, episode 28. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can do so through the comments on the Blogspot page or through our own personal profiles on fanfiction.net, which I link to every week. We might be moving homes a little bit in the near future because I happen to have purchased for us a domain.
What?
So, yeah, I hadn't actually mentioned this to the others. So, we actually have a website now. We have a logo as well. You might have noticed. It's on the page. It's awesome. Someone made it for us, but I don't know who because Slicer didn't tell me. And all of this stuff will probably be moved fairly soon, both to our own website as soon as I build it, and to YouTube, because we have a logo now, so I can put something on the screen. Once again, thank you for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 28. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.